Hey there, good morning and happy Manic Monday. I'm Becky, and this is Monday, January 26th, 2026. All that. So, let's see. Manic Monday is all about sharing my adventures or my misadventures, however that happens, and the creative projects that I am working on, as well as my thrifty finds. So let's get started. On Friday, I was looking for some nature walks, needed to spend a little bit of time outside talking to the trees, and I didn't have a whole lot of luck. The two nature walks were in residential areas. One was just non-existent. There was no nature walk there. And the GPS took me in the middle of nowhere. And then the map said the nature walk was over here, and that was in the middle of a residential development. No. The second one, same thing. I found a really pretty, well, it was a nature walk, but it had paved like golf cart trails. But there was no public parking, no place for me to park. I did stop the car and took a couple of photos of some really beautiful trees at the big entrance to that. The first one was Seven Oaks. No nature walk there. The second one was Murata, not for the public. It's a neighborhood thing. Um, And then thirdly, I don't even remember the name of it. It was a nature preserve, and there was a parking lot and a little picnic area under a cover thing. There was a lady there that saw my confusion because it was fenced in, and I was like, well, how do I get to the nature preserve? And she said, walk back up the street. There's a little sign and a narrow opening, and that's where you go in. And so I did that, and the trails were not maintained very well, marked well. I got lost. It was hot. It was peaceful. It was quiet. Um, Luckily, I had my phone and my GPS. I could see on the map where the parking lot was, where I had left the car, and I was way out there. So I just turned and headed in that direction and ended up coming back on the other side, and I just jumped the fence to get back in. So that was an adventure, and that was fun. And Saturday, I had to take it easy after that adventure, so I did that. The weather was beautiful all weekend, so gorgeous, sunny and warm. And I'm going to shout out to my people in Maine and actually all across many parts of the United States that are having the big storm right now. Take care of yourselves, stay inside if you can, stay warm, and it'll get you through. So Saturday, I just did a little bit of local thrifting at my favorite place, which is the Gulfside Hospice, right in Zephyr Hills. And it looks like a lot. It's a full bag, but everything was pretty much $1, except for the necklace I got, which I'll show you. A nice little bag of random but gorgeous lace and fibers. And just so you know, this is like take 4. The first one got up on 25 minutes. I was like, no, we got to cut that down. So if I seem like I'm hurrying, I'm sorry, but I don't want you to be having to hang out listening to me for 25, 30 minutes. So on and and then the second one, I was getting a phone call from somebody looking for the local VA, so I helped them with that. So this is a bunch of this was the image that was on the front that made me buy the packet for, I don't remember if it was $1 or 50 cents, but I believe they're flashcards for kids to learn the species. So hermit crab, anyway, they're high quality glossy postcards. They're really nice. This, and I don't usually buy people images, but something made me snag this little bundle. It looked like a different country and a different time. Um, each one it has like typed, this one says, the favorite, July 1st, 2020, Stavaten Haukeli, Haukeli. And there's a Vinji Edland Oslo, Vinji Oslo. So I have no idea what country that is, but they are all typed 2020 different dates. And I don't know who the photographer is or who the publisher was, but after I opened it, like, this one creeps me out. The face is blacked off. And also this one, the face, and that title is I Don't Talk About That Much, August 4th, 2020, Oslo. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever do anything with those. Okay, next is, this is just a folder. It's really glossy. It's really sturdy. It's staples, but I liked the leaf, so I got that. And I always pick up mailing labels because if you're doing a yard sale, or you're doing anything really that you're trying to keep track of, these labels can be used for many things, not just mailing. And I got a stack of 6x6 decorative papers. There's a whole bunch of different. This says it says Stampin' Up! On this bundle. So I love paper. This was $1.50, and there are 8 different colors, of bright colors of envelopes. So those will make cool little junk journal items. I have 3 yards of usable interface. This little one, I really got to pull that sewing machine out and work on some of those projects. And these were interesting. A 40-year anniversary for Kimley Horn and Associates. I have read these cards over and over and over, and I do not know what their actual business is. It says things on there of like character traits. I don't know. So probably lawyers, investors. They never tell you really what their job is. Okay. But I just thought they were interesting because, and they feel new. All right. So it was 2007. Nobody ever played cards with these because they are slippity and not worn out. But what's interesting about them is, let's see, 1967 to 2007. So all the cards are different, and they have images of places and dates. Riverside, California, August 2004. Boston, Massachusetts, 2006. Reno, Nevada, 1999. There were some old, January 9, Richmond, Virginia, January 96. Woodland Hills, California, January 95. Anyway, and there's a little pelican. So they're all different, and they all have the date. Jacksonville, Florida, 96. I just thought that was really interesting. And I do have other sets of playing cards that I use in junk journaling, card making, scrapbooking, etc. Which I think I have now a total of 6 decks of cards, which I will be putting along with some of these into the embellishment bundles that I'm gearing up to. Even if I don't have a website, I can still use my Facebook page, BC Designs, to get some items out to you. But how cool is that? Little mountain ranges. And there's a whole stack of them. So, I mean, this would probably do me. And I'll have this much to put in the bundles to share. They're colorful. They're very cute. I love them. And the necklace I was telling you about that I got, I am always looking for mostly butterflies, beetles, ladybugs, dragonflies, birds. But this owl is cute. This is 3.5 inches. That's pretty huge. It's going to look nice on one of my fluid arts to embellish my fluid art. And it comes with 2 little guys too. So that was a score. And I don't know where I put the other one. Okay, so that was all I got. Oh, and these. Oh, really pretty buttons. I'll probably use that for a closure on the journal that I'm working on. I made a little bit of progress on the journal. I've got the oh, there it is. I've got the first dib in there. But, and here's the needle. I this container had the needles in it, and I used this cap to help me push it through. That lasted about 2 seconds before it blew and poked my finger. This is the, excuse me, this is the tool that I use to poke the pre-poke of the holes. I did make a template. It's 2x9 because that's what I needed, but you can make a template for whatever size you're working on. And then you poke where they meet, and then that's where you sew. So I made 3 because I have 3 bundles here of things, of cardstock made up. One's already started there. I did 12 sheets of cardstock, and I used this cardstock because it had a lot of pink in it, and I'm not a huge fan of pink. There is some nice teal and turquoise and greens and yellows, but mostly too much pink. So I figured it would be good practice. And I had a, Ollie's had a clearance on a card making pack. Can't remember the brand of it, but the blue is nice, and it feels like basil paper, but it was a lady's name on there. I can't remember. And then I bought these brown paper envelopes at that thrift store. I showed those to you on a previous Manic Monday, and the white envelope that came with the blue cards. So all of that is going to be one bundle, and so I have 3 bundles going down the spine. And I'm just using regular embroidery floss. Oh, and I did get on Amazon and buy some thimbles to save my fingers. Now, if you're a paper crafter and you already have these paper piercers, that'll probably work just fine. I just bought the nubby one because my hands are arthritic and it helps to hold on to. So that was Saturday. Sunday, I went up to Inverness to a flea market up there, which it turned out once I got there, I recognized the place. I had already been there one time, but it's a nice spot. They have a nice covered thing in the middle of downtown where they do these, and they have a lot of food carts and stuff. And anyway, all I got there was, where's my bag? Oh, here it is. All I ended up getting there was, and I don't even wear jewelry anymore, but I thought that was really, really pretty, and I couldn't pass it up. And it looks vintage, but I'm pretty sure that it's not. And I got this cute butterfly that will also be on a paint pour or fluid art. And then the other thing I got was the lady that I bought this from was a resin creator, resin art, like, in the silicone molds. She had some pretty cute frog shapes and other things. But so these are like the sparkle packets. So I got these little ones and the colors, and I used a lot of my copper and gold on the busted canvas that I was working on, that I have showed on my BC Designs page. And if you want to see the videos of how I do those paintings or how they've turned out, please follow BC Designs on Facebook and also this YouTube channel. And I have silver. I only used silver on the paint, the blowout of the rainbow where I had the prism in the middle. But I use a lot of bling. I like a lot of bling, so I don't ever want to run out. And on the way back Sunday from that flea market, I hit a couple of Florida state nature park walks, and that was really, really wonderful, just to have some quiet time in the woods. It was warm and it was lovely. I hit 2 of them on the way back. It was really nice, and I shared a lot of pictures and some of my adventure there. I stopped in, even though they had food trucks at the flea market. Um, It was getting windy, and I didn't want to sit outdoors in the wind and eat my food. So I opted to go to the Salty Dog, and I had crab legs, and the key lime pie was amazing. So that's what I did there. And then I headed back and did the few short hikes at a couple nature parks. And well, one of them was a mountain biking club trails. And I didn't do the one part, it was like 32 miles. So there was a shorter one across the road where I had to park. And I shared all pictures and information about that on Facebook, on my BC Designs. So if you want to check out those adventures, or maybe you're looking for a place that you want to go for a walk in the woods, check it out. I also got this off the frame, so I'll be working on that. That's just like make some 4x6 interesting pieces there. But that's going to be taking out all the frames that I've picked up over the past month and cleaning them. And I haven't really been in the mood for that. So I do have it off the frame. I can roll it up and set it aside until I get ready for that. Right now, I'm going to concentrate on, I still have to work on the bird to go on the other. I haven't worked on it. I think I'm going to do, like I told you, the paint skins cut smaller and applied over the clay. I just haven't sat down and done it because this table doesn't really seem to be big enough, and there's no comfortable spot for me out there yet. So that's what's delaying that. And I will be working on the journal, trying to sew that up. And then that'll be that. I really just want to paint. So I think I'm going to do that this week, and I will give you an update next Manic Monday. Thanks so much for being here, and have a wonderful week. Take care.